console him as he pursues that purpose, but not try to compete with him for his attention in that purpose. Now, there's another side to that, brothers. We have to recognize that even though we have found a mission, we have also married a woman. And she deserves some of our time and our attention. She deserves some quality time. Not rushing in, the food on the table, good. Eat the food, jump up, and run out, leaving her there frustrated through the day. Some of us, we marry the sister, they're so pretty, while we're courting them, and then a baby comes, and then 2 babies come. How do you think she feels being home all day long with nobody to talk to on her level? She's talking to babies. And then you have an excuse when you come home, you're too busy to talk to her or too tired. See, this breaks up the home. Because after a while, she will sort of rebel. You'll notice it in the home not being kept. You'll notice it in the meals. Sure will notice it in the meals, brother. You might even notice it in her, the way she feels about herself. She won't dress like she used to. She won't become pretty for you like she used to. She'll just mope around the house in your old shoes or some sneakers or something. Then you start having a problem. You see her dressing up to go other places. She ain't dressing up for you and me. Well, that means she's about tired of us, brother. She's looking for somebody else, maybe, that will respond to her need. And her need, brothers, is not always sexual. In fact, it's very little. Her need is for companionship. Her need is for someone to talk to her. And in the course of her relationship with the children and the problems of growing up a family, she runs into things that tears her down. And the man must be there like the painter when he sees the paint chipping off the wall. He must be there to build her up as she's struggling with the home. And the same goes for that man when he's out there on this job working for white folks. Working hard and getting very little or nothing to bring home. That man has several problems and he needs some consolation. When he hits the door, he needs consolation. I mean, can you imagine a man digging ditches? They usually give black folk terribly hard jobs. And they give us so little pay for what they work us to death for. And then on top of that, you got to hear insults from the foreman or the boss. And then oftentimes you want to cuss him out. You want to whoop the man. You really want to kill him sometimes. But you think about them babies, and Lord, you won't be able to feed them, so you swallow all of that. Well, by the time you get home, you're ready to whoop something. Now, that's a shame that it has to be her. And sisters, you catch the brunt of all of the frustration of your husbands in this crazy, mixed up world. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad had a way for us to do it. First of all, he knows and he knew that our women have talents equal to ours, sometimes in some respects superior. But God holds the man responsible as the head of his family. Both the Bible and the Quran make man the head of his house. In order to be the head, you must have a head. You cannot be the head simply because biologically we are the male. We must be equipped with the knowledge with which to head up a home. You would not expect a person to lead without knowledge, would you? When you go to the leader, say, leader, such and such and so, what do you think? I don't know. Well, leader, I want to do, what do you think? Well, I don't know nothing about that. Well, pretty soon you keep saying, I don't know. That man recognizes that he is the leader talking to one that claims to be the leader. It's the same way our women feel. See, the thing that keeps your home together is not your good looks or your physical prowess, but it is the knowledge and how you use the knowledge to maintain your home and your wife and your children. And the proper use of knowledge makes women actually act like girls. Now, what did I say that for? Some sisters don't like that at all. Now, wait just a minute. I'm not putting you down. Just a minute. Do you know when a woman has a relationship with a man that is secure and she is secure, she acts like she did when she was very young. In terms of lack of, the burden, her voice reflects youth. Her mannerisms are very girl-like. That doesn't mean to put you down. I'm saying, and if you haven't had that experience, you ain't been in love with a real man in a long time. In fact, maybe you've never had that experience. And I think it's a wonderful one for you to have, especially if you're 80. And let me tell you something. Now, wait a minute. When you are up in age, the right kind of relationship can make you youthful again. That's what I'm saying. And it is bad relationships that age you, mess you up, sister. You grow old before your time, and you actually think nobody cares about you, and then you just eat, get fat, and sit around getting nosy, looking into everybody's business. That's a miserable woman. And you don't have to be that way. I'm telling you, marriage in Islam should be a wonderful experience. And that doesn't mean it's not going to have its ups and downs. But I don't think any of you that get married should divorce within the first year. Or the second year. Or the third year. Take them 3 years to even find out what you're into. And if you can hang in there for 3 years, usually you can make it. But at them first 3, they're rough. Because that's when you're getting adjusted. And I know, brother, you think you can find better in some other woman. And I know, sister, you think you can find better in another man. Everybody looks good. because you don't know them. But we are like pieces of wood cut out of the same pile. And whatever you find wrong in one, I bet you it's in the other to one degree or another. We have similar problems. The idea in Islam is to help us to see that marriage is a struggle where a man and a woman with different natures, which means that you view things differently. A man and a woman can look at the same object, they won't see it the same way. And this means that a man has to listen to a woman, to look at it from her perspective. Your perspective is your perspective, but it is not the truth. It is absolutely necessary to listen to somebody else. Now, when you learn to really listen to a woman, she already has learned to listen to you. But a man has to learn to listen to a woman in order to really hear what she's saying. And I'm telling you, brothers and sisters, the problem with 90% of the marriages is improper communication between two people. You're not listening to each other. You're not listening to each other. You're not really serving each other's needs. Well, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, in my judgment as a spiritual teacher, knew the great talents of women, but he also knew that women would never be happy unless you really have a strong, developed, intelligent man. And the man is so timid to go out front and exert himself till he pushes you out front. You don't mind, but you would be happier if he would go out and take the lead sometime. So sometimes you even push him out. Sometimes you get so angry with him, you cuss him out to push him out. Now, brothers, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad forced a black man to get out. Force you, man, to go out and face that world for your wife, for your children. Now, in the beginning, in truth, our women stayed home. The men went out and fought this enemy in the world, brought the money home for her to take care of the children. That's the way it was with me when I first became a Muslim and I got married. I didn't have any children at first. I never expected my wife to go out to work unless there was some absolute necessity. Now listen to this. My wife had more money sometime than me when we were growing up together. She would always want to buy me things. I refused. From a little boy now, I ain't but 15, 16, 17, I do not allow a woman to take care of me. My mother did that. I didn't marry a mother. You understand? This is my life companion. You're not my mama, so I don't call you, hey, mama. I ain't got but one of those. And if you're not my mama, then I don't call, hey, pretty mama. See, that's a little boy that's still looking for a mother. He don't really need a wife. He wants a mother to look after him, to take care of him. And this is what most of our marriages end up with, a mama. And that's why we use them nasty language, or that nasty language that we use, because the woman has never been treated as an equal sharer in this partnership. She's been treated like she's our mother that has to help to nurture and develop us. Now, brothers and sisters, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad never liked that. He didn't like that in a man. He never liked no man that couldn't stand up and be a man. See, there really is no excuse, man, in truth. I know it's hard out there, but when you got a wife and you got children, don't talk about it's hard, make a way. Because if you got the will, God will make a way. You will always be able to look after your wife and your children. Now, there was just something in me not to take nothing from a woman. Not that she can't buy me a gift, but I don't like a man that got money in his pocket and then spend his wife's money. That's not right, brother. Whatever a woman earns, she really helping you. Because it really is your duty, not hers. That's the fact. I found me a little place, and with my little money, I went and bought some wallpaper. Didn't know what I was doing, but I got up on the ladder. I had more paste on me than on the paper, but I was trying to work it out.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
People would come and look at us and say, "Them is bad people in bad shape." Well, that's all right. Two people can start off in bad shape, but they won't end up that way if they stay together and work as a team. You can do what you will, but you must stay together and fight to overcome the thing that would tear you asunder and destroy something that has the potential for tremendous beauty. We started having children right away. Worst thing you can do is live in your mother's house or your father's house. Get out of somebody's house. You don't have any marriage, brother, living with your mother. Your wife can't feel like a woman in your mother's kitchen. Mama always laying a meal on you. You know your wife just learning how to cook. And you staying there with your mama. She's in there pouting, puffed up all the time. You wonder what's going on. Mama says, "I baked you your favorite pie, dear." "Oh, no, he doesn't like his rice that way, honey. He likes it like this." Man, get out of your mama's house. Go find you a place, if it isn't but a room with just a bed in it and a little stove. Stay there till you can do better, but it's got to be hers. She's got to be in her own. She's got to feel the freedom to walk in her own and learn to please you and learn to cook the things that you want and learn how to do it. You understand? You can't have it successful in nobody else's house. Oh, that's my friend. I understand that. They might used to be your friend if you stay there long enough. Get in a place of your own, no matter how small it is, and grow from there. I went down to a second-hand place, found me a bedroom set. I would have loved the new one, but you see, I have never liked the way the Jews and others sell you things on time and then beat the hell out of you when you can't make the payment and threaten you. See, I'm a man. I don't want nobody coming to me threatening me about nothing. Understand? I'm an honorable man. I pay my bills if I got it, but don't threaten me. I had a nice car one day. I'd been paying on the car 2 years and then some and fell into some difficulty. You know what I mean? It happens. I got 3 months behind. Beautiful Seville. The man threatened me. He was going to come get it. I said, you come. I said, I bought me a gun. I said, you put your foot in my driveway, I'll blow your backside where I can't find you. Now look here now, I'm serious. It's a heart attack, brother. I told him I'd throw gasoline and burn it up before I let you take the equity that I put in it. And I meant what I said, and I'd have killed him and burned the damn car up, brother. See, when you work hard for something, you got to be enough man to protect what you've earned. Because anybody can understand if you pay your bills that you get into trouble sometime, but don't threaten me. I'm a man. I'm not taking it. That's when you bring war out of me. I ain't never liked nobody telling me that I owe them. Some of you love to buy things on time. Oh, it's so nice, darling. Let's get it. And the big dummy, he goes sign. Because he want to make you happy. But when he can't pay the note, and they threaten to come take your happiness, then you're on his case. Look, brother, debt is slavery. I mean, you can't get through this life without some kind of debt, but debt is slavery. I always like to be free. Whatever's in my house, I want to own it. I don't want to have no white man writing me letters every month. And the reason you are messed up like this is because you try to live beyond your means. And when you live beyond your means, you live in mental stress. This is why some of you have strokes and you're 20 years old. This is why some of you got all this high blood pressure, because you don't know how you're going to make ends meet. I'm saying or suggesting that we all should live within our means. And there is nothing wrong with buying something secondhand until you can get it firsthand. Well, you don't look like you got on nothing secondhand. I can afford firsthand now. But I couldn't always, and when I couldn't, I didn't try to play like I could. I dressed in used suits. Didn't nobody know it but me and the person that sold it to me. And if you look real good, they never fit real proper, so you could tell, man, why don't that cat buy a suit that fit him? Shoulders all out here, you know what I mean? Tailor it so tight till the pockets meet in the back. But my mother used to tell me, if you don't have a horse, you ride a jackass. The object is to get where you're going. Brothers and sisters, it is money and the misuse of money that breaks up homes. You can't have a good marriage if you're arguing every 5 minutes over what to do with the money. Now, y'all got to sit down and talk this thing over, especially if somebody wants to get you deep in debt and you say, well, sweetheart, let's take it easy a little bit. She may pout a while. You hold too, brother. Or he may pout a while, but you hold too, sister. Because debt will destroy your marriage, especially when you get into some little difficulty and you're not able to pay your bills. That's when you start getting insecure. And when you get insecure, I mean, he ain't got no peace, no way. A man cannot have a peaceful home if his wife feels insecure. All right? Just little rules. Just little rules, you know. It's difficult brother and sister, to marry a woman that you can't do anything for. You meet a woman, she got a house. Her first husband died. Left her with a house. She's got babies. Got a car in the driveway. What can you do for her? If you don't have a whole lot of sense where you can upkeep her spiritually and mentally and psychologically and emotionally, you better leave her alone. You can't handle that. You know, Prophet Muhammad married a woman who was very rich, but he had some stuff up top here that compensated. She had everything else, but he had what she didn't have, and that was that wisdom that develops and builds up character. And she loved him. That woman was 15 years older than he was, but they got along well because he had something to offer that marriage. It isn't always the age. I would marry her, but she's so young. Well, now, don't tell me she's 9. We have to talk to you about child abuse, brother. Child molestation, right?
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
She should be mature enough to make sound judgment. But there's no real crime if you marry a woman older than you. If it's all right with you, it should be all right with anybody else. But make sure, brothers and sisters, when you get ready to say that you want to marry, that you have explored all of the things as much as possible. See, what happens in marriages, you get too lost in sex till you never explore what you're dealing with until after you've said, I do. This is why in Islam we do not permit sex before marriage. What? Well, let me out of this place tonight. Now, wait a minute. Wait a minute now. Wait a minute. Sisters, free love never protects a woman. Never. I think it's hard on you the more you give in to your biology. It becomes harder for you. Because when men can get you as they want you, they never really want you. They go and get somebody that they feel is more moral. Very few men marry women that are knockabouts. Do you hear what I'm saying? They'll knock about with you. But when the time comes to choose a mate, they don't choose the knockabout. They choose the one that they couldn't get to too easy. Because a moral woman really inspires the true admiration of a man. When a man knows that he's trying but can't get to first base, that makes it intriguing. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
That's some woman, man, I'm telling you. He tells his friend, man, she ain't like the rest. I mean, she's something special. And before you know it, he begins acting by you with honor and respect. You force him to be honorable to you by the way you handle yourself.
Yes, sir.
Free love hurts you, hurts the woman more than the man, because once you start engaging in free love, and when I say free love, I mean no commitment on the part of the man, then you come up pregnant. Well, naturally, when you tell him, watch his reaction. I just want to tell you that I'm in trouble. You sure are. He's not going to say to you, Sweetheart, 9 out of 10 men will not say, darling, go ahead and have the baby. I'll work hard and we'll take care of it. You know, they say, hey, you don't know what to do?
Go ahead, brother.
Well, that costs money. Well, get it up.
That's right.
And then he may threaten to whoop her. And you notice his attitude changes real quick when pregnancy comes in.
Yes, sir.
Check it out. Free love is a mess. And once you have the baby, if you don't want to abort it and you have it, then he cuts out. Because he didn't want a family anyway. He wanted pleasure. He didn't want a family. So now he's gone to mess up somebody else's daughter. And here you are with a child. Now look, sister, you deserve a man to help you raise your children. You deserve that. That little life coming on the planet deserves a father somewhere to look after its needs, as well as a mother. But when the man doesn't have any respect for you, just has a relationship with you and gives you a child, then runs off, you're stuck with a new life. Half the time, you love the baby, but you don't love the baby like you should. Because it's very difficult to love a child when you don't love the one that gave you the child. You got to struggle. I mean, you will do what you can for it. You know what I mean? But don't interfere with my life. Where you going? I'm going to the party. Well, what about your baby? Later. See, you don't want to give up for your new life because you're not satisfied. I mean, it's a sad set of circumstances. Free love is not good. I know, man. We're all under the biological temptation to experiment. But I think if God blesses us to learn how to eat to live and learn how to fast and learn how to discipline ourselves, we would be much better off if we can discipline ourselves to abstain until God enriches us out of his grace with a man that will honor and respect you. Now, I'm going to close.